The other day, I was watching Lex Friedman's podcast interview with Kanye West, which was a very interesting interview to say the least. And after that interview ended, another video of Lex Friedman automatically popped up in my feed, and it was a day in the life of Lex Friedman, where he went through his work process, his routines, his habits, etc., etc.
A bunch of folks asked me to make one of these a day in the life videos to talk about how I do time management of the day, how I structure the routine to maximize productivity. So here we go.
And I was watching this and I said, maybe people would like to know what goes on in a typical day of Viva Frei, so I figure I'll make such a video. My days typically begin with me waking up in one of my kids' beds. Why, might you ask? Because for whatever the reason, at least one, if not two of my kids end up in my bed. I can't sleep with 3 or 4 people in a bed. I end up going to one of my kids' bed, sleeping in a bed that is way too small for me, with stuffed animals in my face, but at least I get a quiet night's sleep, if only for a few hours. After waking up in my kid's undersized bed, I typically go do my morning routine, which you can imagine what it is. And while I do that, I do the morning Wordle, send the results to my mother, send out a couple of tweets, and then go downstairs where I am greeted by dog poo because Pudge, the paralyzed puggle, oftentimes relieves herself in the middle of the night, and so I'm left cleaning up poop more often than I care to express in any given day.
You pooped in your bed again.
I run Pudge outside to squeeze out some pee, squeeze out some poo, come back in, clean up the poo, get my morning cup of coffee, which I like to have in my favorite Tim Hortons mug, which I usually can't find because I've left it somewhere else in the house, and so I end up settling for another mug, have my cup of coffee, and then run 2 of my kids over to school.
We're gonna be late. Go faster.
On the way, I take some time to appreciate the beautiful wildlife in Florida. I always get scared by a root from a tree which looks oddly like an alligator. On the way back, I read some more articles, send some more tweets. You will notice that I use Twitter a lot in any given day. It's not an obsession, it's not an addiction. I use it as a diary of sorts, as bookmarks of sorts. I send articles, tweet replies, which I then end up using in daily live streams. So for me, it really is a manner of keeping articles in order, keeping my thoughts in order, and keeping a memory, a timeline of sorts, of the descent of society into absolute madness. Get back home, walk another dog.
Winston, let's go.
Make some breakfast. I like to have eggs, cheese, and vegetables for breakfast. And when I can't find leafy greens to put in the omelet, I settle for cabbage. And some of you might not know this, but red cabbage or purple cabbage ends up turning the omelet green. So if you ever want to make green eggs and ham, put a little cabbage in it. Cabbage, cheese, eggs, omelet, cook for me and my wife, have breakfast, and then I go to my computer to get ready for the day's live stream.
Well, we figured out how to make green eggs.
Not bad, actually.
Set up the stream on Rumble and StreamYard, get my links ready, bring up articles in incognito tabs, and the time lapse that you're looking at right now. Well, you should know that it ended with my phone receiving a text during the time lapse. My phone fell off the counter, hit the ground, shattered on the back. Luckily, it's still in its case and I can still use it, but I've got to fix my phone now. Do the live stream, which usually lasts anywhere between 1.5 hours and 2 hours. After I end the live stream, I go to see if Pudge has pooped or peed in the house. I rush her out for another squeezing of pee and or poo.
Go. There you go. Oh, good girl.
Am I filming this?
Are you filming this? You better be. Good girl. Are we embarrassing?
Oh, Winston!
Oh, get them. This dog is clean.
And the hilarious thing is that during the last live stream, when I was showing Pudge was alive for proof of life, for people who were asking, she actually pooped on me. Pudge is here. She's alive and well, even if she wakes me up. You woke me up at 3:30 in the morning to feed. I fed the dog at 3:30 in the morning. And then she's hungry again by 9. What's your deal? She's looking pretty good. Like not too fat, getting some movement back in her legs. You see that? It's kind of amazing. It's more like reflexive and not actual meaningful movement, but all right. Oh my God. She just pooped on me. Give me 2 seconds, people. After the afternoon squeezing of Pudge, I take Winston for a walk. I continue to read articles, send out tweets. I probably look like something of a madman walking a dog with my phone 6 inches from my face, but that's what I do to keep my thoughts in order. Then I have a cup of coffee or an energy drink. I won't say which one because it's not good for you. It's an unhealthy addiction, but I have it nonetheless. After that, I will go for a jog because I can't sit on my butt all day, and a day without exercise is a wasted day. come back from the jog, a sweaty, disgusting mess, clean up, rehydrate. By this time, the kids are back from school, so it's time to do stuff with the kids, I guess, which usually ends up listening to Bunked. And if you don't know what Bunked is, it has that song. It'll drive you crazy. End up doing something with the kids, have dinner, walk the dogs, do stuff after dinner, and then that's pretty much it for the day. If there is no evening stream, put the kids to bed. I'll be lucky if I don't fall asleep as I put the kids to bed. Then I go send a few more tweets, read a few more articles, go lie in bed, and fall asleep, and wake up and do the same thing the next day. So that is a typical day for me, my work process, my thought process, my obsession process. Right now I'm gonna go have breakfast, get back to streaming because the world never stops. And this descent into madness, we've got to hit rock bottom before we can come out of it, but I have a feeling we have hit rock bottom, or we are very close to hitting rock bottom before we can finally come out of it. So stay tuned. And everyone, enjoy the day. Peace.